Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into a stack of sources, a collection of articles and research focused on a topic that seems to be on everyone's mind: how beginners can actually start making money online.
That's a huge topic, isn't it? And yeah, what's great about these sources is they seem to cut through a lot of the noise and get really practical. They look at specific, well-known platforms.
Absolutely. This material zeroes in on three major players: Craigslist, Fiverr, and YouTube. So our mission in this deep dive is to pull out the key strategies, maybe some surprising details from these sources.
Kind of a shortcut, right?
Yeah.
To seeing the potential and understanding the steps.
Exactly. We're going to unpack the profitable models, the actionable tips these sources provide, moving beyond just the idea of making money online to the concrete how, according to this research.
Right. So less theory, more practice based on what's in the material.
Okay, let's unpack this stack of sources and dive in. We'll start with a platform that feels almost, I don't know, retro now, but the sources suggest it's still got potential: Craigslist.
Craigslist. Yeah, it's basically the digital version of newspaper classifieds, a free online ad site. Started way back in '95 in San Francisco.
And what's really striking, the sources point out, is how little it's changed visually. It's kept that incredibly simple, almost basic look.
Yeah, it's iconic in a way. But don't let the simplicity fool you. The sources note by 2009 it was massive,
Yeah.
like 20 billion page views a month, ranked as a top global website.
Wow.
That simple look is part of its identity. The sources also mention its user flagging system, which is pretty unique. Users can flag bad ads, helps keep things somewhat in check on a free platform.
And it's mostly free to post.
For most users, yeah.
Yeah.
But advertisers might pay, depending on location. Like the Bay Area is mentioned as $75, whereas NYC is maybe $10. Varies a bit.
So for someone starting out, why Craigslist? What are the perks, according to these sources?
Well, the big ones listed are generally no transaction fees, often no shipping since it's local deals, and, you get to interact with people in your community.
Okay, sounds accessible. How easy is it to get started? Account setup.
Pretty straightforward. The sources lay out this simple 8-step thing. Visit the site, pick your location, click My Account, then sign up. Enter your email, click the verification link they send, set a password, agree to terms, and you're basically in.
And posting an ad seems just as simple.
Yeah, 9 steps outlined. Pick your city, hit go, choose your ad type like for sale and category, follow the instructions, and bam, your ad's live. It's designed to be low barrier.
Okay, so getting on there is easy. But making money. The sources say it's not just about randomly posting stuff.
Definitely not. They really emphasize that success needs presentation and actual strategy. You can't just toss things up and expect results.
Strategy. Okay, so what's step one in the selling process, according to these sources?
Market research. Absolutely essential. On Craigslist, this means searching for the item you plan to sell before you list it.
See what's already out there.
Exactly. The material suggests seeing lots of listings probably means good demand. Few listings. Maybe less common, or maybe an opportunity. You need to look at what competitors are charging, how they describe their items, and how yours compares.
Right, scoping out the digital neighborhood. Makes sense. Once you've done that, what about the ad itself, the description?
This is crucial. The sources say a detailed description basically acts as your salesperson. It should answer all the buyer's questions up front.
Like what?
What is it? Any problems, missing bits, used, new, price, pickup details, including specifics like the model, brand, age, any issues. It cuts down on endless emails and leads to better sales. Poor description often means poor sales. Simple as that.
And I imagine pictures are a huge deal then.
Massive. The sources call them an essential sales booster. You need at least one image, but really multiple photos from different angles are best.
What about the quality? Super high res.
Interestingly, they suggest not using super high-res close-ups that highlight tiny flaws. Just good, clear photos in a well-lit space with a clean background. They show the item accurately. Good photos sell, bad photos, well, they don't.
Got it. So pricing, obviously key. How do the sources suggest approaching that? It's Craigslist, people expect to haggle, really.
Exactly. Buyers are price conscious. It's a negotiation platform. You need to check competitor pricing and stay competitive. Why is someone else's cheaper? Is yours better?
So price accordingly.
Right. And the sources suggest maybe starting your price a little bit higher than your absolute bottom line. That leaves room for bargaining, makes the buyer feel like they got a deal.
And speed. If someone emails, how quick should you be?
Respond swiftly. The sources are really direct here. Don't leave buyers hanging. It comes across as rude, and quick responses keep them interested and move the process along faster for everyone.
Okay, so research, great description, good photos, smart pricing, fast replies. That covers the online stuff. What about the actual meeting? That part can feel a bit uncertain.
Yeah, safety is a major point in these sources. They're very clear. Assume there are some bad actors out there and take precautions. First off, do not put your home address in the ad itself. Send it privately only when you're setting up the meeting.
Makes sense. And tell someone where you're going.
Definitely. Let a friend or family member know you're meeting a stranger, where and when. Stay in contact.
And the meeting spot itself.
Be smart. The strong recommendation is always meet in a public place. A busy parking lot, coffee shop, maybe even a police station parking lot. Avoid isolated spots or going alone into someone's private space if you can help it. If it feels off, just leave.
But what if it's like a huge sofa? You kind of have to sell it from home sometimes.
True, the sources acknowledge that. If a home meeting is unavoidable, they list safety tricks. Don't close the door all the way. Have another person there with you, if possible. Maybe be on the phone with someone during the exchange, or meet them outside first before they come in.
The message seems to be safety first.
Absolutely. They stated very forcefully, your life and security are always worth more than any profit.
Oh, and using something like Google Voice for a disposable number is also recommended for privacy.
Okay, now here's a strategy from the sources that sounded really clever, especially for beginners. Reselling freebies.
Yeah, this is presented as almost pure profit potential. Lots of people just want stuff gone fast, so they list it in the free section. It's easier than selling.
And you can find literally anything there, right? The sources list building materials, appliances, furniture, electronics.
Exactly. Stuff people don't want to haul away. The motto is simple. Find good free items, clean them up if needed, and list them back for sale.
Zero initial cost, potentially.
Right. You can resell them right back on Craigslist, maybe in a different category. They call this flipping.
Right.
Or sell to specific buyers.
Right.
Pawn shops, metal recyclers, used appliance stores, consignment shops, even used bookstores for books. Having a list of places that buy specific things helps. Okay, so flipping free stuff is one angle. What about buying low and selling higher? What items do the sources say are most profitable?
They suggest focusing on higher-priced items that have a decent supply, especially in what they call inefficient markets.
Inefficient market. What does that mean exactly?
It basically means a market where buyers might not have perfect information, prices aren't totally standardized, maybe things are less explored. The example given is furniture versus, say, iPhones, where prices are much more consistent.
Gotcha. And sufficient supply just means there's enough of the stuff out there to find regularly.
Correct. Higher-priced items mean more profit to transaction, though the sources do add a caution. Higher price can mean higher risk, too, so maybe start slow.
Okay, so what are these top items? The sources list 10.
Yeah, based on their research. Top of the list, cars and four-wheelers. Huge potential profit margins, especially if you can buy low, do some basic repairs, and sell higher. We're talking potential for thousands in profit per vehicle.
Wow, okay. Big ticket. What else?
Electrical devices and appliances, high demand, good supply, relatively easy profit, especially higher-end stuff. Motorbikes and scooters, classic seasonal flip. Buy cheap in winter, sell high in summer. Bikes too, especially if you can fix them up a bit.
Furniture comes up again.
Yep. Costly new solid wood pieces are often in demand. Used beds, chairs, tables, desks, mirrors, couches. Also, electronic items, high-end TVs, stereos people sell on impulse. They're usually easy to store.
Computers, too.
Computers, yeah, laptops, PCs, especially if you can fix common faults. Then, yard tools. Generators, lawnmowers, chainsaws, often dumped cheap because of simple engine issues like clogged carburetors. Good if you have small engine repair skills.
Power tools in general.
Right, power equipment and tools. You might find deals when contractors change careers or have fire sales. Large supply, and you might even use the tools yourself while waiting to sell.
Okay, that's 9. What's the last one?
Mobile phones. Huge supply because people upgrade constantly. High demand because replacements are expensive. And the market's seen as inefficient because carrier deals often obscure the phone's actual cost.
Appliances got highlighted again specifically, didn't they?
They did. The sources really emphasize them for that sweet spot of supply, demand, and profit margin. The advice is, buy quality brands cheap, clean them up really well, maybe minor fixes, and post them looking great. You can even scrap the old parts for metal value.
And speed seems important in this whole flipping game.
Crucial. Be quick to spot and buy good deals. Know your items, know the good brands and models. You learn this with experience. Always be thinking like a buyer would.
Let's circle back to pricing for a sec. Selling fast and making profit. Any more tips there?
The key is being realistic. The sources say you'll almost never get the full original price, even if it's basically new. A reasonable price helps it sell quickly.
And consider other platforms like eBay prices or even what it might fetch at a garage sale.
Exactly. Context matters. And again, that detailed description, it acts as your silent salesperson, minimizing questions, helping buyers decide faster. Pair it with those 2 or 3 good photos.
And when you get bites, who do you sell to?
The sources are pretty blunt. Sell to the first person with cash who can pick it up quickly. Your goal is profit and moving the item, not making friends. Scan your emails, find the most serious, quickest buyer, and don't hold items for people who seem flaky.
Makes sense. Now, making your ad actually stand out from the crowd. What are the key elements of a great Craigslist ad, according to the sources?
A well-done ad means faster sales, better price, smoother experience. It starts with a great headline, short, direct. Include the item name, brand if it's relevant, and the real cost. No fake low prices in the title to lure clicks.
Yeah, that's just annoying.
Totally. Maybe add a key detail like delivery offered, if applicable. But avoid negative words like old or dented in the title. Save that for the description. An accurate title builds trust from the start.
And visuals again. Always visuals.
Can't stress it enough. Great photos save time and make a huge positive impact. Clean background is a must. Clutter gives a bad impression. Good lighting, natural or artificial, avoids assumptions. And remember, average, accurate pictures are better than super close-ups highlighting minor flaws.
The description needs to be
Clear, concise, don't oversell. Answer the key questions. Does it work? What's not working? Need cleaning. Can they see it first? But what not to include is important too. Your personal email, spam risk, saying need to sell quickly, invites lowball offers. Your home address, safety, or too much personal info. Keep it businesslike.
And the phone number debate, included or not.
Including it can speed things up for buyers who want immediate info. But the caution is for things like cars or real estate, where you might get swamped by dealers. Again, Google Voice is recommended for privacy and blocking unwanted calls. Beyond the basics, the sources offer what they call secrets of highly successful Craigslist sellers, more advanced tips.
Okay, let's hear the secrets.
First, repost your ad. Keep it fresh. Ads expire after 30 days, but don't wait that long. If you're not getting bites, repost it every 7-10 days to bump it back to the top of the category list.
Keeping it visible. Smart.
Exactly. And yes, reinforcing this one more time because it's apparently that critical. A good image is key. Why? We're visual creatures. No image or a terrible image makes buyers assume the worst. Shaky, unfocused photos just look careless.
Okay, photos are king. What else?
For selling products, avoid asking questions in the title. It can make you look like a pushy salesperson or dealer. Be specific in the ad cover what the buyer needs to know, mostly through the image, but don't overshare personal stuff. First impression counts.
Research, pricing, we've hit those. Bundling items.
Yeah, pairing related items is a great tactic suggested. Selling a baby crib. Offer it with the matching glider. Give a small discount for buying the pair, buyers feel they're getting a deal, and you sell 2 things at once.
Efficient. And the response time thing.
Respond swiftly. Yes, it comes up again. It's that vital for making a good impression and keeping buyers hooked. Buyers online have short attention spans.
What about trading? Is that still a thing?
Apparently so. The barter system exists on Craigslist. If you're open to trading your item for something else, just mention it in your ad.
And when it's finally sold.
Take the listing down immediately. Crucial courtesy. Saves buyers time, saves you answering pointless emails. The sources also toss in a few extra tips for both sides of the coin, buying and selling.
Okay, tips for buyers first.
Be quick. Great deals vanish fast, sometimes in hours. Contact the seller ASAP. Remember, you usually have to pick things up, so figure out transport and timing. Prices are often negotiable, so try making a reasonable counteroffer. Don't be discouraged if you don't get a response. Just move on. And if you need something specific, check back often.
And for sellers, any last nuggets?
Inflate your asking price slightly. People expect to haggle. They enjoy feeling like they got a bargain. This gives you room to come down to your target price while making the buyer feel good. It's a win-win dynamic. Also, try putting symbols or spelling out parts of your phone number, like 5551234, to foil spam bots, scraping numbers. Take down sold listings promptly. And just be honest. You're dealing with real people. Don't try to pull a fast one.
Okay, that's a really thorough look at Craigslist, according to these sources. Let's shift gears now to the next platform, Fiverr.
Right, Fiverr. Presented here as a top global marketplace, but specifically for services or gigs. And the name comes from, a $5 bill, because that's where prices start.
And the range of services is huge.
Massive. Everything from graphic design, writing, translation, social media help, to quirky stuff like funny videos. It's a platform for freelancers offering skills globally. The sources mention over 3 million gigs listed, growing by like 4,000 a day. And they emphasize data security.
How does Fiverr make its money then, if gigs start at $5?
They take a commission. The sources state it's 20% on successful transactions only. If a gig doesn't complete or gets canceled, no fee. So on a $5 gig, Fiverr gets $1, the seller gets $4.
$4 a pop still sounds like small potatoes, but the sources say people make a real living.
Yeah, they do the math. Like 10 gigs a day at $4 net is $40 a day, maybe $1,200 a month. Requires consistent performance, obviously. But they also highlight high earners, pulling in $2,500, $3,000 plus a month by working smart maybe 4 or 5 hours a day. So the potential is there.
How does the payment system work? Is it safe for sellers?
Seems relatively secure. Sign up is free. You link your PayPal. The buyer pays the $5 or more for extras upfront to Fiverr. Fiverr holds that money. Only after you deliver the work and the buyer marks it as complete does Fiverr release the funds to you, minus their 20% cut.
So the buyer can't just take the work and run without paying?
Pretty much, yeah. That risk is minimized. Sign up is standard. Visit site, click join, use email or social login, follow prompts, accept terms, confirm your details. The sources see value beyond just money. It's a place to test services, get fast feedback, hone sales skills, high earning potential if gigs are set up well, constant communication with buyers, keeping them happy, getting good feedback. That's key.
Okay, so turning those $5 gigs into something more substantial, like 2-3K a month. How do the sources say you build that profitable Fiverr model?
Creativity is a big part of it. They give an example. A graphic designer is selling Facebook covers for $5. Sold over 800 in a year. If you're talented and have templates, maybe a design only takes an hour or two.
And who's buying on Fiverr?
The market is largely people looking for low-cost services. Small business owners are mentioned frequently wanting quality work affordably. The sources do offer a caution for buyers, though. Don't buy critical services like SEO here, as quality can be very hit or miss. For buyers, they suggest sticking to things like intro videos, graphics, maybe ebook covers, and always check seller ratings. Buy from top-rated sellers. For sellers, if you do encounter scammers, Fiverr support is there to handle disputes, issue refunds, and remove bad actors.
So making real money involves offering high-quality services in a niche where you can work efficiently. It takes time and effort, but those $5 deposits can stack up.
Definitely. How you make money from $5 gigs boils down to speed and value. Offer services you can complete quickly. Avoid complex, time-consuming tasks like debugging software or writing super long articles for the base $5 price.
There was some math on that.
Yeah, the sources break it down. To net $800 a month at $4 profit per gig, you need 200 gigs a month. If you work 4 hours a day, 25 days a month, 100 hours, that's $8 net per hour. To hit higher targets like 15-hour net, you need to average about 4 gigs per hour, meaning each gig takes around 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Wow, that's fast. What kind of gigs fit that model?
The examples given are things like simple Facebook timeline covers, basic logo creation using templates, maybe very short 30-second video clips, tweeting promotional messages to your followers if you have a large following. It requires creativity to find something valuable you can deliver that fast, something people might buy repeatedly. Always think like a buyer. Once you've figured out your gig, getting people to actually see it is the next challenge. Marketing your gig.
How do the sources suggest driving traffic?
Keywords are vital, just like Google search. Think like a buyer. What terms would they use to find your service? Put those keywords in your gig title, your description, and your tags.
Tabs are like categories.
Sort of, yeah. You get up to 5 tags, and you can use multi-word phrases like minimalist logo design or proofreading service. Including a video explaining your gig is highly recommended, along with eye-catching images.
And promoting outside of Fiverr?
Yes, they suggest sharing your gig link on relevant forums, discussion threads, and definitely on social media, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever your potential clients might be.
Keep the description clear.
Concise and clear, yes. Bullet points help. Include testimonials if you have them. The sources even suggest building a simple free blog or maybe a YouTube channel as a sort of home base for your service, using basic SEO to attract direct traffic from search engines.
So optimize on Fiverr, promote off Fiverr.
That's the gist. Fiverr's seen as a great place for extra income. Find your skill, package it efficiently, and market it well. Good for buyers needing quick tasks, good for sellers wanting income. Now, becoming a top-selling gig requires more finesse, making your gig listing really pop.
What are the pointers for creating that killer gig listing?
Okay, first you go to sales, then create gig. The title needs to be captivating, direct, crisp, no fluff. Using keyword research tools helps find popular terms. Put your gig in the right category and subcategory. You might need separate gigs for different services.
Images again. Sensing a theme here.
Definitely a theme. Upload good images to your gallery. Specific format requirements .jpeg, under 2 MB, certain pixel dimensions,
Okay.
and critically, the sources stress you must own the copyright to any images you use. Don't just grab stuff online.
Right. Copyright is important. The description.
Include all the essential info buyers need. Use bullet points, keep it fairly short, around 1,200 characters as mentioned. You can use some formatting like bolding, and use those 5 tags with relevant keywords.
What about adding a video to the gig page?
Highly recommended. Keep it short, 15-60 seconds. Under 50 millib. Good quality. Important rules. It must have properly licensed background music or your own voiceover. It must include the phrase exclusive on Fiverr somewhere, text or audio. And you need copyright for everything in it. Fiverr reviews these videos.
Seems like they have standards. What about getting feedback? That seems vital.
Absolutely. Buyers don't always leave it spontaneously. The sources suggest adding a polite note in your delivery message, asking for a thumbs up if they were happy. They estimate around 80% will give positive feedback if asked nicely. You can also manually leave positive feedback for your buyers, which looks good. Your orders completed history builds trust.
Handling negative feedback seems tricky.
The advice is, don't get into public arguments. Contact the buyer privately. Politely suggest a mutual cancellation and refund in exchange for them removing the negative feedback. Or offer to redo the work to make it right. The goal is to get that negative review removed, but be aware that too many cancellations can look bad on your profile.
Okay, manage feedback carefully. What about getting that very first sale when you have 0 reviews? That sounds tough.
It's the hardest part, the sources agree. Buyers are hesitant. The suggestion offered is to ask friends or family to buy your gig initially just to get those first few positive reviews and build some social proof.
Makes sense. Do the sources list specific types of gigs that tend to sell well consistently?
Yes, they list several categories. Designing is big, logos, banners, cartoons. If you're skilled, these can be quick. They mention potential for good profit, like making $200 from 50 logos in maybe 4 hours if you're efficient. Social media graphics are popular too, can lead to repeat clients.
Video's probably hot too.
Very. Video editing is a common need, especially for YouTubers. Creating short intro clips using templates is popular and can be fast. Infographic videos are in demand and can be made with specific software. Humorous videos like holding signs, doing silly things are also mentioned, though maybe requiring a certain personality. Needs good internet and software.
Okay, visual strong. What about writing or voice work?
Voice acting, yes, if you have a good mic and voice. Delivering quality audio. Writing gigs too. Articles. Needs volume and consistent clients for good income. And sales copy. Focus on high-quality sales pages. Add text if you're a strong copywriter.
Editing or proofreading?
Definitely a market for that. Quality checking articles, ebooks, sales copy. Many rely on spell check, but need a human eye for flow and grammar. Suggested pricing is around $5 for 500, 1,000 words, plus more for longer texts. WordPress troubleshootings and other niche fixing errors. Small jobs usually, constant demand.
Any other examples?
Providing business or marketing tips using templates. Doing social media shout-outs if you have a big following takes seconds. Basic marketing tasks like creating banner ads or promotional links. And yes, the sources do mention the controversial area of selling fake social media engagement likes, followers calling it a multi-million-dollar industry if you have the tech, though obviously ethically questionable for many.
Okay. The sources also mention some secret sauce promotional tactics.
Yeah, a few slightly more aggressive tactics. Step 1. Create a dummy account, buy your own gig twice, leave positive reviews. Costs $2, builds instant proof. Step 2. Send fake traffic hits, like 250 plus, to your gig page to boost its visibility metrics. You can apparently buy this service on Fiverr itself, but they warn not to overdo it. Step 3. Reiteration of using precise keywords and tags for better search ranking.
Interesting. Are there other, maybe less secret sauce secrets from top sellers?
Yes, 5 main ones highlighted. Number 1, don't be rude. Even if a buyer messes up instructions, be polite, kind, gently guide them. Good service matters.
Makes sense. Number 2.
Get great feedback. Offer small incentives like free revisions or extra tips with delivery, and proactively leave positive feedback for your buyers. Seeing lots of orders completed builds confidence.
3. Handling negative feedback smartly.
Right. No public fights. Privately negotiate removal via refund cancellation or redoing the work. Settle it professionally. 4. Looks matter. Buyers judge by the cover. Attractive gig images get clicks. If design isn't your strength, hire another Fiverr freelancer to make killer graphics for your gig.
Using the platform to improve your own listing. Clever.
Yeah. And 5, ask Fiverr editors for help. The sources suggest you can politely request a visibility boost for your gig in relevant searches. Even a small boost can apparently make a difference.
Okay, wrapping up Fiverr, what are the final step-by-step instructions to get started?
Step 1. Join Fiverr.com. Spend time on your profile. Good name, image, description explaining who you are, how you help, what's unique. Step 2. Create a few gigs, 3 to 5 to start. Make sure you can deliver. Use tags. Step 3. Reply promptly to buyer messages and requests. Have some template responses ready, but customize them. Step 4. Protect your reputation. Avoid negative ratings. Respond professionally if issues arise. Step V. Leverage other platforms. Sell your Fiverr services elsewhere for higher prices. Sites like Upwork now, previously Odesk and Elance, to find more clients. Step 6. Maybe have multiple accounts. Can help specialize or contain issues if one account gets negative feedback. All right, that's a deep dive into Fiverr. Now for the third major platform covered in these sources. YouTube. YouTube. Yeah, the massive free video sharing site from 2005. Share, watch, discover, but also a serious way to potentially make money.
The basic features are familiar. Uploading, 15-minute standard, more verified. Editing tools, privacy, search, channels, comments, ratings, even movies now, subtitles, HD.
And getting started is tied into Google. Your YouTube account links to Gmail, Google+. It's all connected.
Sign up is pretty standard Google fare then.
Yep. Sign in, create account, fill in the info, agree, verify with phone, customize your channel page. Then you can start uploading, subscribing, watching, commenting. Now making money. The sources focus on the YouTube Partner Program. That's how you earn per view or subscriber. Some people apparently quit their jobs to do YouTube full-time.
So how do you become a partner? What are the steps?
First, set up your channel strategically. Use keywords related to your niche in the channel name and description. Like if you do gaming, use gaming, reviews, PlayStation, whatever's relevant. Get a decent webcam, doesn't have to be expensive initially. Critically, set up a Google AdSense account. That's how you get paid for ads shown on your videos.
And getting viewers.
You have to ask. The sources stress telling viewers to subscribe and follow in every video, usually at the end. More subscribers equals more potential earnings.
Sounds like it takes time though.
Absolutely. Building a real audience takes years of commitment, enthusiasm. Use social media, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest to promote your channel. The numbers can be big though. Top channels averaging 23K a month is mentioned. YouTube makes billions from ads, and creators get a share based on how well their content attracts those advertisers.
Who's eligible to be a partner?
Pretty much anyone whose account is in good standing. You just need to give YouTube permission to run ads on or around your videos. And you need that linked AdSense account. Earnings vary.
How do you enable it?
In your channel settings, find Account Monetization, click Enable My Account. There might be an approval process. The main hurdles are content violations, copyright infringement, explicit stuff, hate speech that gets your videos removed, and hurts your account standing. So how much do you actually earn from ads?
YouTube takes roughly 45% according to the sources. Earnings are based on CPM cost per 1,000 views. Most partners apparently fall in the $0.30 to $2.50 CPM range. Big players might get closer to $10 CPM. It varies a lot.
Are ads the only way YouTubers make money, according to these sources?
No, merchandise and sponsorships are huge for popular channels. Brands make deals directly with creators outside of YouTube's system. And since 2013, there's the option for paid channels where creators charge a monthly subscription.
And these MCNs, multi-channel networks.
Yeah, they're mentioned as a way to potentially boost income. Independent companies that group channels offer support, promotion, rights management, collaborations, and negotiate better ad rates because they have a larger combined audience, often offer higher earnings potential than going it alone.
So the takeaway is, yes, you can make a living, but it's a business. Needs smart work, optimization, marketing.
Starting a channel sounds tough with all the competition. What do the sources say it really takes to be successful?
First step, define what success means to you. Is it money? Providing value? Both.
Yeah.
Knowing your goal keeps you motivated.
And understanding your audience.
Critical. Know who you're talking to. What are their interests? Make videos for them. Your channel's impact depends directly on viewership and subscribers.
What about the creator's attitude?
Huge factor. Be passionate. Don't just do it for the money viewers can tell. You need that internal drive. And maintain a positive attitude. People want feel-good content generally. Avoid constant negativity or rants.
And finding your unique angle.
Essential. Your channel needs to be different somehow. Find your niche, your unique style. Stick to it. Views might be slow at first, but specializing gives you an edge long term.
Networking with other YouTubers.
Also listed as essential. Connect with others in your niche. Collaborate. The overall message is, success isn't easy, though the process might seem simple. It takes patience, consistency, optimism, being open to learning, and expecting setbacks. To actually build that successful channel, the sources stress needing a plan. Winging it doesn't work.
Okay, what's the plan look like?
Step 1. Define yourself and build your personal brand. Who are you? What are you passionate about? How will you showcase that? Think about why you like your favorite YouTubers. They usually have strong, clear branding. Focus on what you know and love.
So authenticity and identity first.
Exactly. Step 2. Aim for high-quality content. Better production value tends to get shared more. You can get help if needed. Step 3. Research your viewers and build a relationship. Connect with them. Be approachable. Use social media. Respond to comments. Be kind. Provide value. Good relationships lead to shares. Use analytics to understand your audience demographics for future ideas.
And consistency is key here too.
Step 4. Make a schedule and stick to it. Regular, good content beats amazing but infrequent content. Consistency builds connection, keeps viewers engaged. Long gaps lose audience. Make a content calendar. Make it routine.
What kind of videos actually work best according to the sources? What's engaging?
Globally, they mention funny, touching, and informative educational videos tend to do well. Getting started. Where? Create your account. Choose a username carefully. It's your brand.
Content is king. Still true.
Seems so. YouTube's algorithm favors watch time over just views now. So you need engaging content. Plan your content type. Pick a category. Comedy, education, gaming, etc. Be unique, but also ensure you have rights for all audio visuals if you plan to monetize. No copyrighted stuff.
Patience comes up again.
And steadiness. Don't expect overnight success. Consistent value builds views over time. Subscribers want reliability, regular uploads. Don't just post whenever, post consistently.
And you have to promote it yourself.
Absolutely. Link your channel everywhere, social media for auto-posting. Engage with your audience there. Ask for ideas. Build that community.
What about equipment? Do you need a fancy studio?
The sources say no, not initially. You don't need thousands. Good cameras are affordable. Many start with phones. A DSLR helps if you need external mic input. Good audio is important. External recorders like a Zoom H4n are suggested. Lighting matters. Use natural light or cheap reflectors lights. Basic editing software on your computer or even YouTube's editor is fine to start. A decent recent laptop is usually enough. Get the routine down, then upgrade and experiment. It's also useful to understand why videos fail, why they aren't popular. Success isn't just views anymore, it's engagement, watch time, likes, comments, shares. High production value isn't a magic bullet.
So what are the common reasons videos flop, according to the sources?
Things like being badly produced or just plain boring. Content isn't original or unique. It doesn't connect with the target audience. It provides no real value, not informative or entertaining. It's too long and drags. Visuals are poor or uninteresting. Bad title or tags make it undiscoverable in search. Lack of promotion after uploading. Maybe early negative comments kill interest. Or the people in the video lack online credibility.
Wow, lots of potential pitfalls.
Yeah. So the advice is, avoid these. Have a unique approach. Target the right audience. Keep it concise. Promote it well. Good content and production take skill and practice. Use YouTube analytics, feedback, comments to learn what works with your audience. And if your production really isn't cutting it, get help or upgrade gear. A successful video combines strategy before, during, and after production, plus promotion.
Okay, let's get to the secrets of the really successful YouTubers, according to these sources. They frame YouTube very much as a business platform.
That's a key mindset shift emphasized here. YouTube is huge, 1 billion users a month. Profit comes from passion, developing business skills for YouTube, and providing value. Benefits are exposure and building relationships. Subscribers watch your stuff, engagement helps ranking.
So educational content is good for engagement.
Informative videos often get likes, comments, shares, good for ranking. They also say showing your face builds more connection than just slides. Another tip, start videos with a hook, a brain teaser, something intriguing in the first few seconds.
Custom thumbnails matter.
Big time. They make your video stand out in search. Add text to explain it. Use the space strategically.
What's this about knowing your role? Sounds serious.
It's a bit of a reality check from the sources. They argue that if your goal is to make money by making videos, your job isn't just being a YouTuber. The direct way to earn by producing videos is doing commercial work for clients, maybe found on freelance platforms.
Wait, so being a YouTuber isn't about making videos for money? That seems counterintuitive.
Their point is that YouTube's core business is advertising, not video production itself. If brands can't advertise on your videos because of content, audience demographics, etc., you don't make money from views via YouTube's system. So your job as a financially successful YouTuber is to create content that attracts an audience that advertisers want to reach. That's how the platform generates revenue and how you get paid through it.
So it's less about just being popular and more about building an audience valuable to advertisers.
Exactly. The sources say being loved isn't the job description. The job is having an audience that responds to advertisers, which funds your work and income. They also note that top YouTubers diversify income doing sponsored content, brand deals, merchandise, promoting things off-platform, leveraging their influence. Like Oprah promoting a book that influence has monetary value.
So the YouTube channel builds influence you can monetize in various ways.
Precisely. And the source is ad.
Right.
People do like relevant ads.
Yeah.
Ads for things they're actually interested in. Understanding this reality that YouTube runs on ads helps avoid dead ends, like making random content, pouring money into unmarketable projects, or obsessing over ad blockers. Your focus should be building that valuable, targetable audience. Based on that business reality, the sources outline 7 habits of highly effective YouTubers.
Okay, habit 1.
Creative growth. Consistently produce lots of great content. Aim for quality, but regular output, like 1-2 videos a week, keeps viewers engaged and grows views. Multiply and produce.
Agenda.
Scheduling is crucial. Set a realistic posting schedule and stick to it. It keeps you accountable and lets fans know when to expect new videos.
3. Encourage, which means promote.
Right. People won't find you by accident. Promote through metadata, good titles, keywords, descriptions for search, social media, active presence, share videos, engage fans, and in video. Use annotations or verbal calls to action asking viewers to like, subscribe, share. Subscribers are vital for return views and ranking.
Communicate.
Talk with your viewers. Respond to comments. Engage on social media. Build that relationship and community. 5. Work together. Collaborate with other YouTubers, especially those with similar or larger audiences. Cross-promote to grow both fan bases. 6. Assess.
Use your analytics, see what works, test different types of content, measure popularity, then double down on what your audience responds to most.
On the final habit, number 7.
Enjoy. Success takes time. If you're not having fun, it'll show, and it's probably not sustainable. The point is to do something you enjoy and build a business from it. Remember to have fun.
So the source material concludes with a suggested action plan. It's framed specifically for Craigslist, but the principles seem broadly applicable.
Okay, let's run through that plan, keeping in mind it's a template.
Starts with 1. Set up your account on Craigslist or Fiverr or YouTube. 2. Target a specific niche you're interested in or skilled at. 3. Do market research in that niche. Check demand, competition, profitability. 4. Find your product or service. On Craigslist, maybe check the free section first or look for bargains to flip in the for sale section. On Fiverr, define your gig. On YouTube, plan your content. 5. Create your listing or content. Write that persuasive ad. Build your gig page. Produce your video. Use all the presentation tips. 6. Collect responses or build viewership. Promote your listing channel. 7. Engage with potential buyers or your audience. Respond quickly. 8. Close the deal or gain subscribers. Follow safety tips for meetings if applicable. 9. Make your first profit or see audience growth. 10. Rinse and repeat. Keep learning and refining.
Yeah, that structure, account, niche, research, source, create, list, publish, promote, engage, close, grow, repeat. That seems like a solid framework regardless of the platform.
Absolutely. The specific actions differ, but the underlying process of defining your space, understanding the market, creating your offer, presenting it well, making the connection, and doing it consistently that feels universal based on these sources.
So we've taken a really deep dive into this source material covering Craigslist, Fiverr, and YouTube for beginners looking to make money online. We've pulled out the core strategies, some surprising details, and those practical, actionable tips.
We saw Craigslist's model based on local, often fee-free transactions, with potential in flipping even free items, but emphasizing safety and good presentation.
We looked at Fiverr, the micro-gig platform, where success hinges on efficiency, creativity, marketing, and building a strong reputation, turning small sums into potentially significant income.
And we explored YouTube, understanding it less as just a creative platform and more as an advertising-driven business. Success there, according to these sources, comes from consistent, engaging content for a specific, advertiser-friendly audience, plus smart promotion and community building.
The overall message from this material seems to be that making money online as a beginner is definitely possible, but it's not magic. It requires understanding how each platform works and putting in focused, consistent effort using the right strategies. You've heard the strategies now from this deep dive.
Yeah, and it's interesting how the core mechanics differ: local haggling versus fast scalable gigs versus building an audience for ads. But those common threads like presentation, audience understanding, and consistency run through all of them.
Okay, so here's a final thought, building on everything we've unpacked. Given these different platform models, Craigslist's local exchange, Fiverr's service marketplace, YouTube's ad-based content model, what if the most profitable mindset isn't just about what you sell or even how you promote? What if it's about deeply understanding the fundamental business model of each platform and consciously aligning your specific skills and efforts with the platform where that alignment creates the most value and profit potential?
Choosing the platform that best fits not just your skills, but the way that platform actually makes money. That's definitely something worth mulling over as you consider taking these steps yourself.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We hope it's given you some valuable insights from the source material to consider.